Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be checking out Tobeglam's Polygel kit, and I will also be doing some Russian almond now with dual forms. I will admit I've made a bit of a mistake here when I purchased this. On the box it says nail extension gel kit, but if you look on Amazon it's actually called a poly nail extension gel kit. Now this one is the all glitters kit and it contains 6 tubes of polygel. They also come with like this little envelope with instructions. On the first page it just tells you how to use it and apply it. It's not very informative. File your nails and then clean them. Choose a suitable piece. Here they're talking about dual form. Put base coat on and cure for 30 to 60 seconds. Doesn't mention anything about primer, and apply top coat. And then on the other page we have got some contact info and some tips. There are 6 tubes and they're all 1/2 fluid ounce. Now if I'm not wrong I think that's 15 mils. All glitter and they are all sealed well, so no spillage. As usual we are going to start off by pushing back the cuticles gently to get rid of any dead skin on the nail plate. Didn't mention this in the leaflet, but I would definitely recommend that you do it. And then you can either use an e-file or a little file like I've got here, and I'm just going to carefully remove the surface shine. I'm just going to give them a little wipe before I go in with some primer. I always use primer, it prevents lifting and anything popping off. Just do a very, very thin coat and let it dry, and make sure you don't get it on your skin. These polygels are soak off, and that is why I'm just going to use a soak off base coat. That means you can remove them with acetone. I'm going to do a thin coat on all the nails and I'm going to give them a full cure. These might look a bit different. They are not a full nail, they are just a tip. And like with an ordinary tip, make sure that they fit from sidewall to sidewall. And I place mine a little bit down the nail. And the reason I like these better than the regular ones is because it gives me a little bit more flexibility around the cuticle area. I'm going to start off with the colour attraction and get the tip done first. Now there are several ways of using polygel. You can either use a polygel brush with some slip solution, or you can just use a tool like I am with some base coat on it. Just make sure that you fill the tip in evenly, and you can just apply a little bit more if you need it. I sometimes go up one size on the tips, and that is because I need a little bit of space. But I try to keep the curve of the nail, and that saves you a bit of filing later. Now these particular tips, and I'm talking about the shape, can be a nightmare to work with. And it's just because they've got a really, really steep curve. When I'm happy with the result, I'll place it on my nail. Go down just a little tiny bit so that it's got some hold. I help hold it down with my finger in the lamp. Pull the form off, bit careful though. Don't worry about the ledge, we can either file that down or fill that in later. This was a kind of a soft polygel. And this is not my preferred consistency. First of all, when I used the spatula and the base coat, it kind of started to stick. I've used a polygel brush with some slip solution, and this is slip solution. It's Vanillea's. I haven't had any issues with it before, but it was sticking. Then I decided to try my regular cleaner, which is just alcohol, and that worked. This is definitely the softest and the stickiest one that I've ever used. I'm just going to come down a little bit on the nail with the first polygel, just to kind of even out that, like I said, ledge. And after working with this for a while, I realised you have to have a super wet brush and a super light touch. My concern with having a wet brush like this is that when you hit the cuticle area that it might change the consistency and kind of water the polygel down a bit. And that can give lifting. Before I go in with the next colour, I'm going to give that a full cure. This is the colour Fantasy, and the colours in this kit are absolutely gorgeous, and this is why I really, really want to make this work. This one was slightly easier to work with than the first one. I don't push it into the cuticle, I just go carefully around. Now despite the brush being very, very wet, it didn't seem to kind of water the polygel down, so I think I'm safe. And I've had these nails on a week now and they're still on, so that's a good sign. I'm just going to kind of feather it up and into the other polygel. Basically I'm just blending it down a little bit. And all I've done is I've kept adding a little bit more until I get the right structure. This next one, however, is called Big Smile, and it was definitely the easiest one to work with as well. I prefer a firmer polygel, But when I was working with this, I really hated it. Polygel is beautiful, but that horrible consistency. Just applied an amount at the cuticle area. So I found the best thing to do was to kind of keep putting a little bit on at a time instead of putting on a bigger amount at once. But this did take longer time than I normally would use though. For the people with a light touch, they probably might like this. But for somebody who's used to working with acrylic or firmer polygel, I think it will be a nightmare. When I'm done, I am going to give that a full cure before I do my index finger with the colour Flossy. This colour is, again, absolutely beautiful. Now, I know these aren't Christmas nails, but I'll do that in my next video. I just really needed to test this. And Flossy was also a fairly easy colour to work with compared to the other ones. But I decided to try my luck again with the first polygel that I brought out. So I've used that on the cuticle area, just to kind of do an ombre on this one as well. And again, I am working with what I feel is a soaking wet brush all the time. I think it's a bit weird that it didn't work with Annalisa's polygel slip solution. Then I went in with Airtime, which is an absolutely fantastic colour. I'm not going to give this product a negative rating on Amazon because I don't necessarily think that would be fair. Just because it's a consistency I don't like, somebody else might. And I haven't found anything kind of wrong with the product. Now I'm going to wear these nails for a little while and I'll see how they hold up. But like I said, there hasn't been any issues for the first week. When they lift or pop off, it usually occurs within a short space of time. Last but not least, we have the colour Treasure, which is like a kind of a muted gold. And using dual forms like this is an easy way to get this shape of nail. Usually I'd use a regular paper form, but I'm actually glad that I used these. I'm just going to finish file these. I'm going to sharpen the shape up quite a bit. My angle so that I keep the free edge. And then I'm going to kind of try and keep on the sides a little bit. And what is important though is that I hold it flat on the top. Because on this nail, the strength is in the C curve and the kind of arch is more underneath, it's more hidden. This product was super easy to file. I didn't even use my e-file, I just used my regular little 180. And then make sure to get rid of any dust. I will be putting some gems on these. That is why I'm going to go in with my top coat first on all 5 nails. And I'm going to cure that. And the reason for that is that I don't want to go and get any top coat on the gems, and I'm going to be using a gem glue anyway. If you've tried this product yourself, I would love if you were to comment and give me your opinion on it. And if you like these kind of videos, please like and subscribe and hit that bell so I don't miss anything. All I'll do is just quickly show you how I put down bigger embellishments. I'm using a potted rhinestone glue from Born Pretty that I like. It's got a very thick viscosity. I just kind of place it where I want these gems. Between every application, I just very quickly freeze them. I give it a full cure after I've put these big roses on. Because if the light can't hit the actual gems because you've got too many on, what's going to happen is it will fall off because it won't be cured through. Just going to do a few more so you get the idea, and then we can have a look at the final result. They look really nice. I am hoping that these last. And like I said, I am not totally negative to this product at all. I do feel that it is exceptionally sticky though, but on the other hand, perhaps I was unlucky and got a set that didn't work as it should. But for everything else, it was very good. So fingers crossed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, bye.